Alright, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, welcome to A Link Between Worlds. Don't worry, I'll make up my estimate, my overestimation from the previous run and this one. Don't you worry. Alright, so Link is waking up. His brain is not in the right place, and you'll quickly find out why. Why his brain takes a little bit of time to process after waking up. Because he's not the smartest. He's not the smartest kid after just getting out of bed. After first couple of minutes, as well as even after dying. Yeah, his brain will still not be in the right place. He'll still be groggy from sleep. You'll see what I mean. Alright, so this is the only time I'm forced to save the game. Because that weather vane will not let you leave the area if you do not save it. So it's the only forced save, but I will be making safety saves throughout the run, because if something happens, then it's rip run, and that's not something any of us want. Especially because the way rented items work in this game is that if you die, you lose them, and that's not good. And I'm guessing the captain here also just woke up, because he's not very bright this early either. Like, he just leaves his sword. What kind of captain are you? Alrighty. But unfortunately, the blacksmith's brain doesn't fully work when he just woke up, because he entrusted the sword to another kid whose brain isn't completely there yet. And I'll show you why this becomes an issue pretty soon. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and activate this weather vane right here. I will be warping to this one a little later, so that's important to grab right now while I'm close to it. Alright, but we're taking a detour from the marked X on the map. I'm gonna go ahead and go towards here and lure these this bird and do a power glove skip just like that. Damage boost off the ledge and the bird itself, of course. Alright, well, it's nice that I got a heart drop, because it's very possible to die in here, because Link's brain is still not working. So he's not smart enough to use a sword in a cave full of monsters. But hey, I got really good RNG this time, unlike the beginning of the Majora's Mask 3D run, because the goal, or the luxury rather, is to have 10 rupees by the end of that cave. I have 11 rupees, so I have more than 10. So that's really good. Now, the fact that the camera zoomed in on those erupting volcanoes is very important. What it does is that it spawns Ravio Sword. That's gonna come in handy very soon. This is the only time I should ever die. Only time. Now, I'm going to rent some items, and I should never die for the rest of the run. I'm still gonna make them safety saves though. Alright, so here we have it. We got a early Ravio sword. And Ravio's a real nice guy. You see, I'm gonna attempt to rent the Tornado Rod, but it costs 50 rupees, and I don't have 50 rupees. But if you try to rent an item for the first time, and you don't have enough rupees, he lets you rent it for free! Super convenient. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this for myself. But the reason why we get the 10 rupees, see, is to get this bow right here. So we start with 2 rented items at the beginning of this run, without taking the time to grab all the other rupees for now. Alright, now I'll just make my way to where I'm supposed to be, like normal. But of course, movement matters, so how I'm making my way through, it makes, I mean, it's a subtle difference, but it makes a difference nonetheless. I don't want to move in boxy or zigzaggy movement or anything like that.
Bye.
See, so clearly Link's brain is still not in gear, because he has to have someone like Dampé, the king of killing runs, to advise him to use his damn sword that's in his hands. So yeah, at least he ends up using the sword, so that's the important part. Oh, I should also mention that since Ravio's store happened early, and I'm going to be skipping a couple of other things, the stamina meter is not going to appear, but that doesn't mean my stamina is infinite, it's just invisible, and I have to keep track of stamina myself. So I got that red rupee within that grave, because I want to have 50 rupees by the time I leave this grave, so I can rent the hammer, because that costs 50 rupees. But thankfully, this area has exactly 50 rupees. It has all the rupees that I need. So, no RNG here, thankfully. There's one more blue. Alright, hey, I will take that. That is good RNG. Because my rupee count will still matter after this. So whatever extra rupees I find is still good to grab. Right, so they didn't move in a position where I wanted them to, but that's okay. Because it's ideal to kill them all with one spin attack, but the movement was good, and I probably would have ended up poking one of them if I tried to get in the middle. But I got some nice spare blue rupee drops, which will come in handy later. You see, now his brain's just going crazy. He really didn't get enough sleep. Like, now he's hallucinating. You see that? You see that? He's seen 2 Ravios. Jeez, Link, just go back to bed. He's not ready to save Hyrule. Well, at least he's ready to use his sword, so he'll probably wake up sometime during the run. So every time I talk to Ravio, or like these types of mini cutscenes here, they both have something to say. See? He's actually alive. Alright, so I'm gonna make my way over to Eastern Palace right now. Go ahead and equip the bow. Equipping through the items menu is only temporarily, because later on along the line, I'm going to learn a really awesome technique known as Quick Equip. And that makes equipping items much more fun. I don't have to waste my time to pause the game and make sure I got the right equip. I can just equip on the go when I reach that point, which I won't have access to until after the Master Sword. So it's gonna be a while. So for now I have to focus on what my equip should be until then. It shouldn't be too bad, it's only one item at a time. Alright, so I'm gonna get damage boosted off of this. The movement here is actually pretty important, because I was able to take damage, get invincibility frames, and get past that that one iron ball before it hit me. Or blocked away and I had to go around. Alright, I'm gonna go in this fairy room right here, grab some rupees. This is part of the current rupee route, so that's important. Just shoot these switches like normal. Things are pretty straightforward until I reach setting up for the Eastern Palace big key skill. Now that one's a real doozy. And I absolutely love the movement in this game. It's so fluid and very responsive. It feels amazing. Alright, now I'm going to equip that. Lure him over here to this corner. And I'm going to ready myself for this. Almost boosting. So how that little thing worked there, and I skipped the big key by the way. So I took damage, intentional damage from the Armos to get invincibility frames. Then I wait until the Armos is at the peak of its jump, above where Link is, and I use the Tornado Rod, so they'll be at the same exact height by the time Link's invincibility frames go away, so he becomes a solid object again, so he gets pushed to out of bounds, as you all just saw. That's a big key skill. You get here, this is very easy base. But I do have to keep track of my stamina, so that's why I swung my swords a few times instead of just shooting arrows, because I wouldn't have enough stamina anyway. Get in that heart container. Because I definitely do not want to risk dying. So, get in hearts. Can't be too safe in Marathon. Actually, I take that back. I don't want to skip out on really cool tricks entirely, just for the sake of safety, but that's what safety saves are there for. And of course, heart containers. Because let me tell you, the final boss in this game, he's a dangerous pig. Especially because I'll only have the green tunic, so no defense upgrade. Alright, and that's it for Eastern Palace. So I've already actually skipped some cutscenes, because when you try to go to Eastern Palace for the first time, in a normal playthrough, you will meet Osvala for the first time. That sage dude with the yellow clothes and the sand rod. So that was skipped entirely. And my meeting with Zelda is, I would say, half skipped, because we don't have to sit around and watch the camera zoom in on her when we meet her for the first time. And to watch her give us the Pin of Courage. So I don't know how Shahasrala thought we somehow had the Pin of Courage already for some reason, but he just gives us a free copy anyway. So that's really convenient. Because I mentioned only half skipping the Zelda cutscene, and I'll get more into that a little later. So it'll be a while before that becomes relevant again. Alright, So I made my way back into Robbie's store because I want to rent the bombs. Because there's another short cutscene that I can skip, but I need the bombs to be able to do that. And that will save about 20 seconds overall. So it's certainly worth going a little bit out of the way to rent the bombs. Bombs and having bombs in Tornado Rod are pretty important because they let us do a very specific technique known as the bomb rod, the tornado bomb rod. It's what I'm going to be doing for this little cutscene skip. We'd like to call fish skip. It's pretty easy to do, so that's nice. But there's another bomb rod skip that we'll be doing later. That's a pretty tight window. It will be a 2-frame window in a 60 frames per second game, so pretty tight timing, but we'll get through it. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab this weather vane here. That is important, because I will be warping back here for a second time. Now, it's important that I stay in this wall before transitioning into this area, because that Zora over there, who's just standing out in the open, will talk to you if you unmerge from the wall beforehand. So the purpose of coming here at this very moment is specifically for this shady guide, so we can get the Pegasus boots, and we can go really fast. Because let me tell you something, I've done a low percent run of this game, and you don't need Pegasus boots to beat the game, and let me tell you, that's not very fast. So it's great that we get the Pegasus boots. It's used for a good number of skips. Pretty big ones, like that. Alright. So, my rupee count is pretty decent. It's 200. It'll be 230 right now. My goal is to have 250 by the time I get the Master Sword. So, what I could do is grab the safety rupees in front of Zora's fountain, or I can take things to an interesting turn and rely a little bit on RNG, alongside with a couple of guaranteed rupees along the way, which I think is what I'm gonna do. Because 230, I'd say 230 is a minimum number for me to have in order for me to decide not to skip them, or no, for me to decide to skip them. So I think I'll skip the rupees because, you know, every frame counts. I gotta make up for the previous one, so let's do it. But I need to look at bombs here. Alright, so this is fish skip. I'm gonna stand like right here, put the bomb there. The second red bomb flash is when I used the tornado rod, and that brought me up here. The pillar helped with that. It's part of the reason why that particular bomb rod is pretty easy to do, because the trick and the cutscene trigger is actually in the it's in a rectangular area right above where the stairs are. So be it that I was a little bit to the left, just outside the cutscene trigger, I was able to skip the or do the fish skip. I can always trigger the cutscene on the way out and it'll look weird, because that cutscene was made for Big Olin. So, yeah, but I'm not gonna waste 20 seconds. Alright, so we're gonna go here. Because we're gonna make our way to the House of Gales. House of Gales is really fun. I like it. It's actually one of my favorite dungeons in this game. It's got fun tricks, the boss is fun. I mean, the boss is fun when you're not just using tornado rod, but that's a fun fight. Alrighty, we actually have a 2-frame trick coming up that only saves about 10 seconds, but I'll go ahead and go for it anyway. Each time, every fail only costs 10 seconds, so I don't think it'll be too bad. Alright, so I'm gonna stand here, use the tornado rod. So these two are close together, while I can just kill them pretty quickly, and then just get rid of the last one. Oh, I probably should have grabbed that rupee, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright, so I'm gonna merge into this real quick, get out of there, grab these rupees. Ah, okay. So not first try, but just fine. Ooh, that's way too early. That should work. Yep. Yeah, not too bad. Alrighty, so I timed that by using the tornado rod. As soon as the spike roll started rolling towards me, so that I canceled the remainder of the tornado rod animation by just getting hit. So this speedrun is full of little things. So it's the little things that really matter. I was hoping I'd walk through it past the flames, but wasn't able to. That's fine. Oh, get that. Yes, please. That's a big skip right there. Pretty easy to do as well. I used the tornado rod under a certain spot in the railings that were above Link. I used it to lure the keys to that corner so I can use the tornado rod to damage boost to the next floor. Really nice skip, because the previous skips before that was found were pretty hard. So, but that one's pretty easy. Nice. Alright, fighting Mario Mill with bombs here, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun. Put one bomb down, get a spin attack in, and I'll rinse him. But I also have to keep track of my stamina, because I don't want to run out. So I void it out there on purpose, so I can refill my stamina to full immediately, so I can use another bomb. When you void out twice total in this fight, and you void in 2, it's an accident. Oh, I got void out. I wait for him to get rid of his invincibility frames anyway. So it's better overall just to get that heart container than to wait for the panda to show up. You wouldn't really be saving any time whatsoever. And you really cannot go wrong with grabbing heart containers, though. Skipping them only saves 2 seconds. So there it is. less you have, the chances of dying are way, way higher, especially to the final boss. And so I just make my way through this cave as quickly as I can. But the second cave I enter is gonna have a nice skip. So, this rock, and I'm gonna break this rock. Now I'm gonna position myself right here, and dash alongside the railings. And now I skipped an entire section of this cave, and I'm already at Tower Hero. Oh boy. Tower Hero also has a two-frame trick. It costs a lot more failing that one, so not that much more, but more than 10 seconds for sure. So here's to hoping that all goes well. I'm gonna equip the bombs right now. Go away, Mulder. Oh, dang. I want to get it the first moment that I get a glimpse of the fourth red bomb flash. Yeah, that was too early. Alright, now I gotta wait for stamina for a bit. Bear with me for a moment. Hey, he fell. Oh, I'm not picking those up. Guts are nasty, man. Alright, so still doing it a bit too early. It is a 2-frame window after all, so it is kind of tight. So the purpose of this trick is to get me out of bounds and skip a couple of floors. Don't worry, I'll get it, I promise. The reason why I'm walking in circles is because I gotta wait for stamina to refill. Oh, thank goodness bombs don't have a count in this game. Oh, finally! It's okay. We're there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, what I was counting there is the beats of the hearts on my heart meter, on my life meter, because I had to be sure that I knew that I have enough stamina to be able to do 2 consecutive tornado rods in a row. Otherwise, if I only had enough for 1 tornado rod, but not enough for the second, I'd just fall back down, and I would have to wait for more stamina anyway. This room's really fun. Shoot that switch, shoot that one, hit this one. And boom, that's the room. So we can't skip this one key, so I have to grab that. Well, you couldn't skip it in House of Gills either, but we do have plenty of time to get to the other side immediately. And we're about to fight good old King of Burgers. But for being the Burger King and everything, he sure as hell doesn't let us have it our way, you know? So we gotta make it our way. Hey, and it's great that I actually killed him while being close to the top right corner, because I can skip this heart container and immediately spawn the pendant, so I'll go ahead and do that. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of heart containers to grab throughout the run. Alright, so that's Tower of Hera. Alright, so I'm gonna head straight over to the Kakariko Village weather vane, and I'm gonna make my way towards getting the Master Sword. Ooh, I just realized I'm short 5 rupees. That's okay. I will hope for a blue rupee drop in a bush. If not, there are rupees to get, so I'm not too concerned. Alright, so unfortunately, this is the slowest part of the run, as well as the game. There's no way to skip this annoying minigame here. Now, the way this minigame works, where the ghosties move within the circle is always the same. So if you can memorize the last spot he will be in, then that's fine. But the exits that they choose is always different. So this time he chose to go right. Now the second ring, it's the same idea. Where they move within the circle is the same, but the exits they choose are different. But you want to choose the exit that they don't pick. So, but the final ring, that's after this one, their locations are always the same. The exits they pick are always the same. So, I won't even bother looking at the third ring. I'm just gonna hold down, because that's where you gotta go every time. Blue rupee? Yeah, there it is. See, RNG came in handy. Yeah, RNG's pretty nice. Pretty nice in this run. Alright, so we got the Master Sword, which means that I got my beams! My sword beams. The beams are great. Alright, so I'm gonna go straight away to my house. And I'm gonna rent the remaining items that I need. Since I have exactly 250 rupees. This is the last time rupees are relevant. Once I rent the items that I need to rent, then we are good for the rest of the game. As long as I don't die, of course. So I'm renting the Fire Rod here, which is 100, and the Ice Rod, which is also 100, and the Hook Shot, which is 50. I will not be renting the Sand Rod nor the Boomerang. They are both useless in the 80% run. So, thank goodness for that. And Ravio just taught us how to quick equip, which is phenomenal. Quick equip is one of my favorite techniques in the game, because it has this other tech called quick equip cancel, which lets you cancel the end lag on some of the items if you just quick equip in the middle of the end lag animation. This is especially useful for things like Hammer. It doesn't work with Tornado Rod, but it works with Fire and Ice Rod, which will also be used in this run. So yeah, quick equip is great. Equipping items through a pause menu is outdated. So remember when I mentioned that the Zelda cutscene was half skipped? Well, we still gotta deal with this. When I first played this game, I figured, okay, I'll just read all the 5 portraits, and then she shows up. But you can just wait here. It's faster. Just stab this guard a few times. Alright, kill this guy too. Because he actually dies, so that's pretty fun. So we're gonna see or experience half of the Zelda cutscene, you know. But it turns out she's still in her Spirit Tracks phase, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. Oh, and she also gives us this very nice pendant of courage. That would have been useful for the Master Sword, but that's okay, because Shahashrabal had a copy anyway. But yeah, in case you didn't catch, good old Spirit Track Zelda, yep, she's still in knight armor. Alright, so there's a very particular way on how I fight this launching guy. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if you try to hit him for the 4th time in a row with the sword, he will block it and attack immediately. But if you use the arrow, that cancels it out for some reason. So that's pretty nice. I could have quick equipped the last Ice Rod. But the reason why I wasn't doing the other ones is because if you go too fast and you try to use another Ice Rod to hit him, he won't get hit. He's probably still in his invincibility frames or whatever. Now that's the same Armos boost that I did for the Big Key skip, but for some reason that one is infinitely easier. So that's nice. So the rest of Hyrule Castle is going to be me just dashing around. See, like I mentioned earlier, it's an amazing thing that we get Pegasus boots, because low percent of this game is not very fun. I speak from experience. Like, just imagine, if you've ever played A Link Between Worlds, you fight a boss in the Desert Palace called Zaganaga, and you basically can have a sand rod to get from square to square. At low percent, you can't get the sand rod. You can't get Pegasus boots either. Pegasus boots lets you skip the fight entirely. So in low percent, you would have to kill him with my beams only, and that's a pain. That's a real pain in the ass. So I was actually dashing in a certain way through those stairs, because if my positioning was off, he would bonk at the end of the railings for some reason. So yeah, so little things. It's the little things. Alright, so we got another Yuga fight, but unlike the Eastern Palace one, I mean, this fight is still easy, but he has RNG, unfortunately. When he moves on the walls and stuff, and if the real Ravio crosses over with another Ravio portrait, it's impossible to tell if he swapped places until after he comes out of the wall. But if he didn't cross with any of the other Ravios, then he can stay on it. There's no way you can see this. Yeah, I knew he was gonna do it. And there's also RNG in the sense that he can sometimes take a full lap around the other walls. Hey, what's up? Alright, just when you thought Link couldn't get enough sleep. now he's really hallucinating. First the double Ravios, now all these colors. Can't be good for anyone. Don't skip out on sleep, guys. Otherwise you're gonna be tripping out like that. You can skip that one, which is nice. He's still sleeping on tables. I hope he had enough sleep this time. Because still plenty of dungeons to do here in low rule now. Get it? High rule, low rule. And a princess's name of low rule is Princess Hilda. Hilda, Zelda. Yeah, those of you fans of Sabrina the Teenage Witch would get it. But you'd have to be a 90s kid for that. Like me. Alright, so I'm gonna activate this weather raid, that's important. And I'm gonna activate another one pretty soon. I'm gonna make a safety save on the second weather vane that I will get really soon. Just cause. Just cause why not? Just in case. Alright, so I'm just gonna make my way through the Swamp Palace. Look at that! I don't even need... Actually, I haven't skipped it yet, but I don't actually need the bomb flower, which is great. For now, I'm gonna skip. Thanks to that ice rod clip. So now we're in Swamp Palace. Oh man, I was hoping I'd get that first try. This ice rod here is a bit tricky. Hey, second try is not bad. I will take it. Hello? I could have sworn I touched the skull earlier. Yeah, you can still swim through the ground if you don't touch the skull for some reason. There we go. That's not too bad. So go ahead and tornado rod out of bounds there. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Not a big deal. Not too much of a big deal. So, that clip is very, very risky, but worth it. This is how we skip the boss. But if I'm too far to the right, like I was, I void out. Oh, okay, we're in. Hey, look at that! I did not clip inside. So that's good. It wasn't first try. Unfortunately, I voided out. That's okay. As long as I don't clip inbounds and end up having to fight the boss, then it's all good. But Argus was my favorite boss, so it is kind of sad that I have to skip the fight. But the other bosses that I skipped from here on out, thank goodness I skipped those. Those bosses are annoying. But Argus is really the only boss on this. So I wouldn't have minded fighting Argus, but I would much rather get the skip. Alright, so I'm just heading over to Misery Mire. And I'm gonna do a really cool trick called Desert Skip. And that Ice Rod clip I was doing in Swamp Palace, that's a part of this. And you're about to see another technique called Fire Rod Boosting. Oh, and to be able to do any of these Ice Rod clips, you have to be able to quickly clip cancel. That's how I'm able to get underneath the ice before it lands. Nice, that was first try. Oops. Dang it, Marcus. Yeah, we call that mob Marcus. Because we used to use him to clip inside one of those portals. And to Tornado Rod 2 up here on top of this. But now we get to kill him because Marcus is a jerk. So thank goodness for that. I'm getting a heart. I only have 5 total. So I'm getting that. Because I'm going to Skullwoods next, and that's really easy to die in. So yeah, that was Desert Palace. We never actually entered the desert or the palace, but that's okay. We didn't need to fight the boss either, and thank goodness. Zaganaga has the second highest HP in this game, second to the final boss. And the Master Sword ain't gonna cut it. Neither is not having the Tornado Rod. That fight is not a fun fight without Samrod at all. Right, but it's great that the boss skip went well at least. But I do not need that weather vane. I already activated all the weather vanes that I need for the run. But now I'm gonna go back to Hyrule here and warp to Kakariko Village. Because this is the fastest known way within this route to get to Skullwoods. Just gonna dash up here, dash over here, and get into the portal. See, now he's not tripping as much, so that's good. Link is starting to wake up a little bit. I'm gonna hook onto that gate right there, and that brought me long ways real quick. Oh, so the boss skip that I did in during the desert skip, I stood in a very specific spot, and I did a Pegasus dash cancel, or Pegasus dash slide rather. So he did a slide while still being in mid-air, so he had enough elevation to be able to... Oh, I probably should have equipped that. Oops. That's okay. Oh, but my beams! I lost my beams. Oh well. So I intentionally took a hit from that one to cancel the dash slide animation. As far as the fire rod boosting goes, I use it at quick cancel so I'd have time to jump from the cliff and be boosted by the fire rod. You'll see me do another fire rod boost again. As well as a dash slide later in the run. Hook shot and get there quickly. I'll take those hearts, why not? I think I got my beams back. I did! I got my beams back. Oh, not today, Gimdo. Not today. Out of the way. Alright, so the upcoming room, it's an RNG room. Because it all comes down to the movement of the monsters. Not the wall master though, just the monsters. Just hope they don't troll me. Alright, well I got the statue at least. Oh, this is looking good. Don't go. Okay, good. Perfect. Perfect RNG. Yeah, I'm telling you, RNG's being real nice in this run. Maybe RNG was asleep and had a slow start. Yeah, you never know. You never know. It's also a real shame that with the Sarah's portrait being outside, like the Irene portrait in Desert Palace, there's no way to skip Skullward though and to just get to her portrait. My intention was to get the Wallmaster to hit one of the Gibdos up there and then just use bombs on the other one, but the problem was it took me a while to kill the other Moldorm, so I had to wait. Oh, that little fall down to get to that spot, it's kind of tricky. The safe way to do it is to just Pegasus Dash from the other end. I will take that. I'm going to equip a hook shot, and now I'm going to do a very unique glitch called the eyeball duplication glitch. It's the only time I do it in the run. So I throw it at the pedestal because it won't work otherwise. And I throw it in. The moment it touches the pedestal, I re-grab it. The window is not too tight, but if you are too late, then it's stuck inside the pedestal, and I'd have to take the time to get the other eye. So pulling that out too early is not a bad thing to do, because then you'll get to try again. But you don't want to spend too much time, because then that Wallmaster will come and get you. And once you perform the duplication, you absolutely do not want the eyeball to fall on the ground, or throw it anywhere on the ground, otherwise he will not be able to pick the eye back up. It's in the state where it's inside the pedestal. So, yeah. This boss is really fun. Psych. Psych? He's the easiest boss in the game thanks to that. And it's great that he was found on day 1 of the game's release, because, goodness, the Wallmaster is the worst boss in this game. Fighting this... When I first played the game, fighting that boss was not fun. It's both easy, really pathetically easy, and absolutely boring. Like, he's gonna try to fist you into the wall. Just merge in the wall and you'll be okay. Like, there's no reason you should ever die. But if you're in the very center, he can fist you through the wall, get you out of here, so you can skip him. But his heart container will not be available the same way that the heart container with Zaganaga in his boss skip was available, because his heart it's already spawned. You just have to memorize where the spot is underneath all that sand. Alright, so now I'm heading my way towards Ice Ruins. But first I gotta do this Ice Bridge skip right here. Ooh, that was wonky. There we go, that's better. The purpose of this is to skip talking... I mean, aside from skipping the bridge, of course, is to skip talking to Hilda. Because she wastes time by talking to you. Oh, can we get the swag heart? Hey! I did it. Can we get the swag rod? Let's find out. Nope. Oh, it was way too early. That saves 1 second if I do it right, but that's okay. It would have been much worse if I avoided out, so I'll just get into the thing I'm doing. I just want to show it off, but I won't waste too much time, I promise. Hey, but at least I got the swag card. Oh, I'm not touching that. How the hell? How does an ice statue have a yellow horn? Where does that come from? Hey, sometimes he drops guts and tails. Like, what even? Oh my goodness. Alright, so I gotta pay attention to the eyesores that are over here, because they can push me off if I'm not careful. So I'm just gonna spam my sword and hope I kill them. Which I did. Nope, not touching that. So before Ice Run Skip was found, we had to do the entire temple like normal, and that was really slow and annoying. So thankfully we don't have to do that. Because the skip, it skips everything. It skips the temple, it skips the boss. But we technically still have to kill the boss, but it skips the fight pretty much. Otherwise it'd be a 3-minute fight, as opposed to just throwing out 2 fire rods. Alright, so let's see. Let's see if this goes well. So I use the elevators to clip in out of bounds, and use the dash attack. Oops. Oops. Little ahead of myself there. Now I gotta clip back. Okay, let's take this nice and slow. That should work. That's a dead dark stare. I can sure go for some beams right about now. I'm gonna grab this. So, I don't know if anyone had noticed, but I press A at a certain time as that portal is coming out, so I can move Link a little sooner. Because for some reason when he does a grab animation, he can just move around instead of completely waiting for that portal to appear. But I have to time it at the right time, because if I do it too early, Link cannot enter the portal. And he won't just enter automatically if I just stay in that portal, so I try to time it as best as I can. Alright, now we're going to Dark Palace. Now, unlike most of the temples in this game, Dark Palace doesn't really have a lot of really major skips. And I do have to fight the boss. For the first time after what? 4 temples? 4 dungeons. Oh, I need a hook shot. But there may be no major skips inside the temple itself. But the dark maze that's in front of the temple, that gets skipped big time. Oh, right. I should mention that for Dark Stair, the trigger of that fight is in the bottom half of the arena, and I land just outside of it. So, really convenient. But I had to shoot 2 fire rods to melt them completely. Right, so I'm gonna use them to push them in this corner, and do that. And now I'm out of bounds. And they cannot see me if we are not on the same elevation, so that's why that's why it looked like he was looking right at me, but I didn't get caught or anything. So that's really nice. Now, if there's something that Dark Palace makes up for, in my opinion, when it doesn't have too many major skips, it makes up in the sense that this really tests your ability to quick equip and quick equip cancel. See, like this bomb immediately hook shot, kind of like that. It also helps to know the layout of the dungeon. Alright, we need that bow for a switch. Where's Kiki? Kiki reincarnated to the greedy bastard that is Ravio. Yeah, it's like Bunny Link and Kiki combined. Alright, so I just do this room in a certain way, use Fire Rod and quick cancel, and then equip the bombs to get that one, because there's a wall in my way. Whereas the other side had a railing, so a Fire Rod is able. I got stuck. Oops. I was trying to sneak by between the torch and the hole, but a little too late. Oh, just a bit too late for that now. Alright, so this next room is a little interesting. You want to be kind of close to where you throw the bombs, because the darkness for some reason can eat the bombs. I don't know why that is the case, but... So after I throw the bombs, I move towards... And they ate my bomb! They ate my bomb anyway. So I use the sword to push Link... What? I think it just fell at that point. Yeah, it probably just fell. Because if you're too far away, then the darkness will just eat your bomb and it'll disappear. But in that case, I was just throwing it too far down, or too far south rather, from where I would normally do it, and it was just falling off. That's okay. Don't blow up! Don't blow up! Hey, perfect. That's why I put those 3 bombs earlier, so it would only take 1 bomb for that to happen. Hitboxes. Jesus. Hey, what are you doing? So it's nice that when he stones, but sometimes it just doesn't. I don't know why. Ah, good old Jeremy's sword. We don't need boss greedier than Ravio. But at least Ravio helps us. Jimmy's sword is just annoying. But it was a decent fight overall. Could have been a lot worse. I wonder when I should make the next save to save. I should do it before the final dungeon, but it's like, that would be too far out of the way. Oh, actually, there's the weather vane that's right below it, so I can just do that. It's not a big deal. Because I'm not really too concerned with dying to the rest of the dungeons at the very moment. Oh, I do want Fire Rod. Yeah. Alright, so that Fire Rod boost you saw me do earlier for Desert Skip, I'm gonna do it right here. This is a fast way to get to the... okay. There we go. This is a fast way to get to the Tutter Rock area without doing any series of warps or going through portals. And here we are. That'll get the fairy. Ooh, I'm about to do some storage. Alright, so I just stored the jumping out of the water animation, and now any wall that I touch, it will jump out like that. That's really useful. If I pressed any button or got hit, then I'd lose the storage. Which is why I slowly swam to that side. Those enemies can be real trolling, so it's nice that I don't get trolled. And these results are pretty easy. Wow! What? Oops. It's probably why I shouldn't have mentioned something pretty easy. It's usually followed by something like that. Oh boy, yeah, we got a Tutter Rock Peaky skip coming up real soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Oh wait, equip Ice Rod. Oh, I messed up. Alright, I did that to refill my stamina. I wanted to be sure I have enough. Okay, there we go. Second try's not bad. Oh my god. And that works! Always a good time when that happens. Alright, so this fight's a little interesting to do. The first phase is nothing too special. You basically want to stay on top of it. Get as much in as you can. You can only do 2 ice rods at a time before he does that. He just becomes immune to the ice rods. And unfortunately, there is some RNG. If he starts spinning his shell in place, I'd be forced to take a hit to make him stop early. So hopefully he doesn't do that. Of course. Thanks a lot. Stop! Twice. See, that's the attack. Oh, great. What timing. See, that was the attack I won. Great. That was a weird shot. Yeah, unfortunately there aren't any bosses left to skip. Oh, well, at least that's convenient. I can just grab that. The name of that boss is Grinex. Like instead of Trinex, like in the original, it's a Grinex. Right, kind of like a grin, you know, when you see that person you hate making some stupid grin when they see you and you just want to punch them in the face. yeah, that type of a grin. So Grinex, pretty much. Because in the original it was Trinex because it was a three-headed creature. I'm gonna go ahead and save the save here. Because I'm pretty sure there's a way that I could severely mess up in his hideout. I'm gonna go ahead and equip the ice rod. It's a good thing I got my beams too. That'll make hitting a certain switch slightly faster than using the ice rod. Alright, so in Thief's hideout, it would have been possible, maybe, to skip the dungeon, because you can clip into the boss's room right away, but the problem is the boss will not spawn unless you have Thief Girl around. So, Thief Girl unfortunately ruins any hopes of ever skipping the Thief's hideout. So that's unfortunate. She's a pretty crummy thief too. What kind of thief gets caught and then stays in place when she's touched by an enemy? Like, when you're touched by something dangerous, I would imagine the common sense thing to do would be to run the hell away. But Thief Girl doesn't process this for some reason. What's also really annoying about Thief Girl, the reason why it took time to deal with all the switches and open the door is because Link, although he can exit the room from the other side, Thief Girl cannot. She cannot. The door is locked, she will not be able to come into this room. So, all the doors that are open, it's all for Thief Girl. Okay. So there is a way to actually mess that clip up. If I grabbed from the bottom half of the statue, I would fall straight down into the floor on the previous floor. In other words, I'd clip in. And that would be pretty bad. But I didn't. I grabbed the top half in time. So, and I remained out of bounds. And I did all that other out of bound things. Again, opening a door for Thief Girl to come in from the other side. Open up. Alright, well, at least that was a 2-cycle. That was nice. And there was a point where other runners were trying to find a way to clip into the little house that the Asfala portrait was held in. But apparently there's no loading zone unless Thief Girl opens the door. So yet again, Thief Girl ruins Thief's hideout. But that's okay. That's okay. The game is still fun to play. Oh, you want to keep her away from the blue Zazags. They don't make her stop in place. They actually capture her. And you're being the absolute genius that Thief Girl is. She's just gonna stay in their hands and not bother to run away. I don't get it. I don't get her logic. So when I fight the boss, Stylblind, there's something interesting about Stylblind. Aside from the sword, I'm also going to be using the hammer against him, but I won't be quick canceling. And that's because, for some reason, using the hammer on Stylblind has a phantom hit that can hit Stylblind a second time in one swing. So, you're going to see that real soon. It kills him pretty quickly. Alright. Let me see if I can get this little drop down. Oh, it was kind of close. It's possible if you timed the dash cancel right, you would fall down at the same time as hitting that switch. Saves a couple of frames. Clear these rats out of the way, because, you know, beef grow. But the next room is going to be real fun, dude. So I'm going to specifically be like around here, and I'm going to drop a bomb immediately, and I'm going to put another one there. Hey, that's always fun to do. And two bomb hits into that blue Zazak. Don't worry, we're gonna get rid of her soon. I promise. So yeah, it's great that you don't have to put up with her during the boss fight. So there's a little bit of RNG in this fight. There can come to a point where Stylblind can do one of three attacks. A barrage of sword slashes, a spin attack, or a really long spin attack. The best RNG is for him to do a barrage of sword attacks after throwing away the shield. The worst one would be the long spin attack. Hey, there you go. Sorry, did I say barrages? I meant just a sword swing. Yeah, because then he gets stuck with Moron. He can't hit me, because if he does a spin, he just knocks me on the ground immediately and I can't hit him with hammers. Alright, so that's all the dungeons in the game. Now, if any of you have ever played the game normally, you might remember that after saving all the sages, you would have a special cutscene and you would get the Triforce of Courage. But that won't be the case in this run, because we get the Osvala portrait last, and he was never intended to be taken last, because the developers intended for you to rescue him and then get the Sand Rod so you could beat the Desert Palace. But we already beat the Desert Palace because we don't need the Sand Rod to do the skips. So we skipped that cutscene entirely. If I remember correctly, I think it saves like 2 minutes overall. So yeah, that's a Triforce of Courage cutscene skip for you. All you had to do is beat Thieves' Hideout last. Alright, so I'm just gonna make my way through Lower Castle, and I will definitely be making a safety save before entering, because it's very easy to die to Uganda. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Well, I don't want to take a break. Leave me alone. Can't you see I'm in the middle of a marathon? A dang weather vane? Excuse me. do this. She caught me already? So, similar idea with that ball and chain guy as the one I killed back in Hyrule Castle, but just have to keep doing it until he's dead. Don't hit me? Okay, good. Those guys do plenty of damage. I think they do 2 hearts per hit. No, maybe more. I don't remember. Okay, so check this out. I'm about to set up for a trial skip. This is a frame-perfect trick, so it could take just as long or even longer than hello? Longer than it took me to get a... Hello? The Tower of Hero Bum Rod? There we go. Yeah, doing it too late's not good, because then you end up taking damage. And you have to reposition, because the bomb pushes you out. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, keep in mind that's a frame-perfect trick in a 60 frames per second game, so yeah. Wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be, so that's alright. I don't really need the beams. I'm in good health. But the final boss here is very dangerous. Normal attack from the first phase does about 3 hearts. 3! His strongest attack does 5. So I gotta be real careful. Surprised that one didn't hit. When he teleports, you can get a good idea of where he's gonna go, because he's gonna try to cheap shot you like that. If you see the dots moving in a certain direction, that's where he's gonna end up reappearing. So that's okay. It's the little things that are really important to notice. Especially when he starts throwing the trident, you really want to pay attention to where he moves. Especially because the trident throw does 4 hearts of damage, like this. So pay attention to where he goes. So you went like a little bit. That way it will help you avoid the trident throw as well. This boss has the most HP in the game, so... But it's not really worth upgrading the sword over. That is a bit of cheating, because, you know, he's going to do certain attacks whenever he wants. That was a good fight overall. I didn't even take a hit. Alright, so I'm gonna try to go for crazy tennis here. There we go. Yeah, this phase is a lot easier, but it can be scary if you're on the verge of dying. So if I remember correctly, I think the balls do 2 hearts, maybe 3. Oh, oops. Oh my god, I completely forgot to equip the ball of light. That's important. I was trying to shoot the regular ball inside the wall. That's important. Thank goodness I didn't take any damage from the first fight. Oh, but these bats are really easy. motion like this, and they'll never catch you. I'd much prefer to do that than to just merge into one of the corners in the wall. Because if you run out of stamina and you're forced out of the wall, you're a sitting duck. Right, well, that's... yeah, the fight's pretty much over now. Well, there's still the last set of fire bats to dodge, but the last set of tennis is just mashing people. I mean, it won't be tied right away, but this fight's it's pretty much over. So, like right here, I can just mash. And that's the Ugandan fight. Now, this run went a hell of a lot better than the Majora's Mask 3D run. Time-wise, that is. I'm way ahead of my estimate. So, I definitely made up for that, thankfully. Because the moment I kill him, until the end of the run is like a minute. So this should be either a late 127 or an early 128. So yeah, that was the Link Between Worlds 80% speedrun. I hope you all had a wonderful time. So it was a lot of fun to do. Both runs are really fun. Both runs are really fun. It was a pleasure to be able to run them. There we go. Yep. Late 127. 127.56. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Not bad. Alright, well, thank you everybody for watching. This was, again, it was an honor to do it. It was a lot of fun. And I want to thank the organizers for having me. It's,
that was a sweet run. I've never watched an 80% run of A Link Between Worlds before. I've only ever watched it 100%. So that was a really cool run.
It is. They're both 100% as well. They're both really good runs. Alright, so
yeah, I apologize if there was like a lot of delay between what Zaheer is saying and what I was saying. I for some reason couldn't hear Zaheer in Discord at all, so apologies on that. But next up we have Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coin with Oh Dear. So going back to the classic Game Boy.
Alright, thanks everybody. Enjoy the rest of the marathon.
Yo, I see an oh dear on my channel now.
Hey, hey. Am I on?
Yeah, I hear you. It looks like, I don't know if audio is up yet on the stream, but the gameplay is up.
Hey, hey, how are you?
Doing good, how about you?
Good as well. Oh, shouldn't play on easy mode by accident.
So yeah, whenever you get the green light from Fiesel, you can go ahead and count yourself down and get going.
Yep.
I know we're a little ahead of the schedule, so.
That's fine. I was home early. Just hope my frames hold up. And why is stream talking about loud microphones? That cannot be me. Would be the first time. Can people hear me already? I guess they can. When they can hear the sound. You hear me? Hello, hello already. I'm waiting for my green light, I guess. I guess I have a green light. Can I? Go ahead, Fiesel, someone? We are fixing audio issues. I read in the Discord. Oh, I didn't get my... sorry, Fiesel, sorry. Okay, I'm talking now, yeah. I can begin, thank you. Just have to get the proper Discord back and I will be... Okay. Off we go. Gonna start in 3, 2,